Morning, everybody. Thank you, first of all, to the committee for accepting my proposal and to everybody for being here today and listening to our talks. What I'm going to talk about today is the analysis in the Paleolithic rooms in the National Archaeological Museum of Spain. This analysis is framed in the project VEMOS. That is a project funded by the Spanish Ministry of Science and Innovation, and the aim is to visualize marginated groups in the representations of the past. The theoretical framework that we are basing our studies is gender archaeology. Probably you all know that gender archaeology studies the social roles, daily activities, and living spaces of men and women of all ages and conditions through their material culture in different geographical and cultural contexts in the past. The gender perspective has also been integrated into the field of Spanish archaeological museums to search for new relationships between rigorous, up-to-date, and inclusive scientific research and critical exhibition discourses that allow the museum to be agents of social transformation. The National Archaeology Museum of Spain, it's located in Madrid, is an institution founded in the 19th century to gather in a single institution the testimonies of the past of the history of Spain. The museum was recently renovated. I say recently because the permanent exhibition was open to the public in 2014, so it's been 10 years already. It's organized in chronological order and displays artifacts together with text, some videos, images, dioramas from the Paleolithic to modern ages. The rooms I am interested in are the Paleolithic rooms 4 and 5. Room 4 is Lower Paleolithic and Human Evolution, while Room 5 introduces the first populations in Europe, the middle to upper Paleolithic societies with high emphasis in the Homo sapiens society. The methodology used, it was based in bypass test. It's a tool that allow us to test the museum resources to study if the representation of the past societies is inclusive. It's based in the guidelines that are summarized in the screen. For example, there are balanced quantitative and qualitative sex representation, the representation of age, social and functional diversity, rigorous representation of material culture, etc. What we studied from the rooms, no? Most of the resources in these 2 rooms are artifacts, images, and texts. There are also 3 brief videos about the specific issues and 3 dioramas, as for example, the one that you have on the screen, that is the Neanderthal woman from El Sidrón Cave, that is in Asturias. We studied all the individuals that appear in the images, based on their sex, age, role, body diversity, health status, social and gender narratives, etc. Very briefly, the results, all the numbers that you have on the screen, basically what they say is how many times the individuals are represented based on the sex and age and the role of these individuals. As we can say in the graphic and in the purple board, most of the represented individuals in both rooms are male or at least masculine individuals. And also most of the individuals represented, both male, female, children, etc., are in an absolutely passive role. We have more active individuals or more active roles in the images in room 5, but this is also because there are more group and activities represented in the images. We can see that most of the active individuals are always male. Also, we have really few children, And when appearing with an adult, it's always a female individual. So the important thing from this board is the quantification of how and how many times the individuals are represented. Not only is obvious the overrepresentation of males in both rooms, women are quite invisible, not only because of how many times a female individual is represented, but also because of how their contribution to the daily life of the group has been represented. Also through the exhibition, we don't see representations of non-normative corporealities, such as old age, obesity, or even illnesses, of which there is evidence in the paleontological remains. And also the binary gender stereotype is maintained. Also, there is lack of discourse more focused in the everyday life society, on human relations, and not simply on historical data and tools. And the vision of dynamics and complex societies is not emphasized in the discourse, which studies suggest have existed since the most distant prehistory. It is true that archaeological artifacts per se do not provide data on human behavior or gender roles, but this information many times can be obtained from the context in which the artifacts have been found, as well as through the laboratory analysis, etc. I have here this example that from the diorama of Neanderthal woman that we already mentioned. This woman appears naked and holding a wooden spear and a string of flowers with no more information associated, just the name of the cave. Based on the scientific literature, it can be assumed that the flowers that she is holding could be chamomile or yarrow. There are two plants known by their many medicinal qualities whose consumption has been demonstrated, identified in the dental calculus at the site, along with other medicinal plants. And this was interpreted as evidence of self-medication. This subject would also allow us to talk about illnesses, healthcare, technical abilities, social cooperation, etc. And this would give us the vision that this human group includes the sick and the elderly, and this archaeological knowledge could be included to complete the presentation of the Neanderthals in this example as a complex species in terms of social behavior, cognition, technical abilities, etc. Also, I wanted to bring the reference to motherhood because are absolutely insignificant. This is an image from the Middle Paleolithic section also. And as we all know, relationships between adults, and mostly mothers with children, are a very important point in the social organization of a group, not only in the past, it still is nowadays. This is something that we cannot see in the archaeological museum. Just to conclude, according to the definition adopted by the International Council of Museums in 2022, we consider it's important to emphasize that archaeological museums should foster diversity and offer varied experience for education, enjoyment, reflection, and knowledge sharing. This implies that the archaeological record should be used to construct narratives, obviously based on scientific data that enable reflection and debate. This scientific data, as we already see, can be produced by the theoretical approach of gender archaeology that has produced much data on women and other marginalized groups in various chronocultural contexts, and offer rigorous and relevant scientific arguments to enrich archaeological narratives in the museums by addressing various social issues from really various perspectives. And that's it. Thank you very much for your attention. I'll be absolutely glad to answer any kind of question that you can have. Thank you.